Hi everyone, I'm Chris Anderson. It's Tuesday, April 20th, and you're watching The 6 on NBC 6. Starting today, the FEMA-supported vaccination site over at Miami-Dade College's North Campus will resume first doses of the Pfizer vaccine. The site switched to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine earlier this month, but the single-dose shot is still on pause after reports of extremely rare blood clots in a few cases. All Florida residents, by the way, ages 16 and older, are eligible to receive a Pfizer vaccine at that new site. Deliberations continuing today in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. Yesterday, both the prosecution and defense presented their closing arguments, leaving the fate of Chauvin in the hands of the jury. The judge leaving them with this piece of advice.
Listen to one another. You must carefully evaluate the evidence and resist and help each other resist any urge to reach a verdict influenced by bias for or against any party or witness.
Crowds have already started gathering outside of the courthouse in Minneapolis. For now, the jury will remain behind closed doors until a verdict is reached. Ahead of that verdict, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a controversial new bill into law aimed at cracking down on violent protests. The bill makes violent and disorderly protests illegal in the Sunshine State. Democratic lawmakers argue that the law gives too much leeway to law enforcement officers to decide whether to arrest peaceful protesters.
If you riot, if you loot, if you harm others, particularly if you harm a law enforcement officer during one of these violent assemblies, you're going to jail. We're going to hold you accountable.
Based on the severity of the situation, and it is going to curtail the First Amendment and our right to freedom of speech. So I have no doubt that there will be lawsuits that will be filed.
The law also makes it a felony to tear down statues or monuments as well. Broward County announcing Monday that it's going to now lift most COVID-19 capacity restrictions and sanitation requirements for outdoor activities effective immediately. The decision comes as more Broward residents become vaccinated and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention releases the most up-to-date guidance when it comes to dealing with the coronavirus. Well, take a good look at your screen, and police say it's because the man you see is a serial robber who is targeting senior citizens. That suspect apparently barged into 86-year-old Rena Underwood's home and demanded cash. A few days later, just a few blocks away, in fact, that same suspect snatched Teresa Riasco's purse, then knocked the 82-year-old woman down the stairs. NBC 6 spoke to both victims. Teresa told us she's scared that this robber is going to attack her again. Mrs. Underwood, though, says she's not worried about this crook.
Very scary, but I had God in the midst. I know my God was going to handle this for me, but I warned to him, because God going to put it on him. He messed with the wrong lady.
Officials are warning you, always remain aware of your surroundings, no matter what time of day it is. And as things slowly get back to normal, at least the new normal, you may finally start to plan your first getaway since the start of the pandemic last year. But if you plan on flying, consumer advocates have a warning for you. NBC 6 responds. Sasha Jones shows us what you need to watch out for.
Air travel has just hit its highest level since the start of the pandemic a year ago. But as more people head back to the airport, many are signing up for TSA Precheck, or a known traveler number.
We had it before, and so we are getting it again because we had to wait forever to get on today.
And many travelers say they feel safer in shorter, less crowded lines. And that is what scammers are counting on, according to the Better Business Bureau.
Scammers are putting their hooks out and producing these realistic websites that look remarkably close to those from the government.
The BBB says scammers are creating fake websites, promising to enroll you in the TSA Precheck program. NBC Response found some of these sites in one quick search, but you won't get a known traveler number from them. Instead, the BBB says they just steal your money, something some travelers don't figure out for weeks.
I don't have a known number. I don't have any correspondence back. I don't have anybody to call. And I've just lost $150 to $200 paying this agent for something I'm never going to get.
The BBB points out these bogus sites end in .com. A legit government site ends in .gov. And the BBB says if you stumble onto a site that requires payment in cash, that is also a red flag. Finally, remember that fraudsters are always a step ahead of us. So as travel starts to ramp up, so will the scams around it.
Online scams are really taking off. It's just incredible.
And if you spot a travel scam, we want to hear about it. You can reach out to us on our website, NBC6.com, under the Response tab. In Miramar, Sasha Jones, NBC6 Response.
Good tips and advice there. Sasha, thank you. And thank you for watching The 6. Remember, you can always follow the latest news on air and online at NBC6.com or by downloading the NBC6 app. Have a great day.